All right.
All right. Okay. Today we are talking about. You mind? Today we are talking about F&O real estate and how it came about and how we made $19,000 on our first deal a year ago with only having 3 days of experience. So I guess the best place would be to start was how it even all started.
Yep. So we were in Miss Adams' math class.
Well,
Junior year into last year. We're seniors now, so.
yeah.
16 years old, sitting in the back of the math class. I don't think she was even there that day.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah,
Because we were not allowed to sit next to each other.
Yeah, we were not sit.
Wow.
Look at this. She was hating on us from the
She
start.
was hating on us from the start.
This is why it all happened. Like,
This is actually all.
It was a
She was
domino
plotting against you
It was a
guys.
domino effect. Right? So we're sitting in class. I remember you pulled up an article about
There's, I got some like
some kind of-
notification.
some kind of like real estate investment. It was like a multifamily, and you'd be like, how cool would it be to just own these and
Right,
sit on it
yeah.
and just make a crap ton of money.
Right.
And I was like, why can't we do that?
Yeah.
And you were like, what do you mean? Right?
Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I said something like that.
So you pulled up an article that was about
yeah, I
owning
got some like
multifamily?
notification on my phone or something, and I don't know.
It was like a 200 unit building.
It was like some 200 unit building
And
that
you're
got
just like-
sold some crazy way or something.
Well, how did you talk to him if you weren't sitting next to him? Did you
we
like
had a sub,
send
so we
him
were
a
no, we
paper-
had a
paper
sub,
airplane?
so we were sitting right next to each other.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole thing.
And it hit me that my uncle Pat was hosting a real estate networking event the same night. I was gonna go anyway. I was like,
Yeah.
let's just go together. Maybe we can meet someone who does that.
Right. And then,
No
and
way.
then was it was like 45 minutes away, no?
Yeah.
With no previous real
Thursday
estate
night.
knowledge,
Yeah.
nothing. And then we showed up, and we were like embarrassed because Pat would not stop talking about these two 16-year-old kids that
In
showed
the
up
back,
to this
yeah.
event.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it kind of like, it was just like a weird, awkward setting because it was like all these 4-year-olds
people.
looking at us
Yeah.
because we came to this
Awkwardly,
event.
like clapping a little bit,
I know.
smiling.
Yeah.
Oh, good job, good job.
Yeah.
It's like, good job for what?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
like,
just-
we're just like normal people
I drove
here.
here. That's the hard
Yeah.
part. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you weren't even supposed to be speaking that night.
Bro, no. So I was dragged to that meetup because like that meetup happens at 6:30, I think. And I'm usually like making dinner, getting ready for bed, and preparing for the next day at that time. But Abraham was like, you don't have anything to do, like go to the meetup, find investors, because that's our business model, working with PML. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So once I show up, they were like, oh, Alexis Morgan's here, like, do you want to speak? And I was just like, okay, I'll speak. Like, okay, let's
Right,
do it.
right.
I mean, I love speaking, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't prepared to.
I want to add something. Right before you spoke, my aunt came up to me. She's like, you gotta listen to every word this girl says.
Really?
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Really?
I gotta be like her. I was
And
like,
you guys
okay.
had one other friend there too, but she was like,
It was Alec.
It was Alec.
yeah,
It was
she,
Alec.
when I was up there speaking, she was like, what would you say? Like, I remember very specifically, I was talking about my business and like what Abraham and I do together,
Right.
lending on real estate. And then I was like, okay, does anyone have any questions? And she was like the first one to say, what would you say to like my nephew's in the back.
Yeah.
What would you say to 16-year-olds starting? Because I think I was 20 when I was
Do you
doing
remember
that.
like the gist of what you said?
I said something along the lines of work with someone who's experienced. That's what I always say. Like, it's very hard to get
You're right.
far.
You said something about like networking with people that have the most money or something like
Yes.
that. And then Pat said some statement. I was like, oh, she has the most money. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always talking about like network with people who are high level, network with people who have the most money, network with people who have the most experience, and then they probably were just like, okay, network with Alexis.
Right. Yeah.
And then, yeah, you guys pretty much like beelined it to me right after I was done speaking.
Because there was multiple people that spoke before you, but like
Yeah.
I had no idea what any of them
What they were
talking
saying.
about. Yeah, I mean, like they were their message was they're good, but I just guess it didn't really stick.
It helps more when there's someone like your age. Not
sure.
Just
Yeah.
a few years older, and it's like
Right.
you develop more of a connection there.
Yeah.
Especially if you've seen like someone like, you know, you were 19.
Yeah.
Right? So
No, but it was just like that feeling you got right as Alexis stepped on like up in front of everyone, like everyone went quiet
Yeah.
and paid attention. Like
Ooh.
everyone else, it was just that like little
Or
It
plus
was just that
100.
little moment where you knew like she's done something. Yeah.
That's awesome,
And then-
yeah.
And then I swear I heard from like someone else. It was like, didn't she drop out of college or like something like that, like in the crowd, and that just.
Well, they
like,
always
made me-
announce they always
whispers.
announce you as Georgia Tech
college dropout. Yeah, just to like add the spice on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys came up to me after.
Right.
And then, like, plenty of people come up to me at meetups.
Yeah.
I don't even think we knew what wholesale was when we came up to you. You were the one that like told us.
People were talking about
explains-
EMDs. I didn't know what an EMD
Yeah.
was.
There's so many terms. And that's the thing. Like, when I go up and speak, I use simple language. Like,
Right.
the difference between me and someone else who's been in the industry for 20 years, yes, they have more experience, but a lot of times they're saying things that newer people don't connect with because they just don't know.
Right.
Now that you know all the terms, you can go to the same meetup and crush it and like understand everything. But in the beginning, I just try to use as simple as possible language so that I can try to connect with everyone.
Right.
Well, a little over 6 months later, we ended up speaking at a similar
that's
event.
right.
Yeah.
Same, like it was.
The same
Was the first one hosted by Eddie?
It's all Atlanta stuff too. That
Yeah,
one was
and he
packed,
runs
basically,
Atlanta.
yeah.
So he organized it.
So you guys got your speaking engagement like 6 months,
Six
months
months
later.
Yeah.
Right. That was in January or December.
February.
No. It was, wait, no, it was in February.
So-
But
It was
anyways.
after your birthday.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Time flies.
Time does fly. We're seniors now too. Kind of like.
But what you guys did that most people don't do is you actually showed up. Like, you came up to me, tons of people do that after I finished talking, and I gave you directions. You know what happens after that?
Yeah, sure.
Ghost.
No, but the first time
Like ghosts.
you were talking to someone that was more important, and you're like, kind of like.
No,
shoot
no
us
one's
away
more
a little.
important.
No, but like you were just deep in this conversation. I think we came back up like 4 times.
No.
I think so. At
That's
the end of it,
wild.
at the end of it, remember when we were sitting on that picnic table?
Yeah.
And we were trying to get more of your time, you said, just come to my office tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Or-
Because you guys
or
were asking
Friday.
a lot of questions, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, at this point, I'm like trying to go to bed.
Right,
you
yeah.
know, like,
you leave all the meetups at like 9.
yeah,
30
9 is my
Gone.
cutoff.
Gone at 9.
Yeah, but then you guys came, and
Yeah.
you came in your suits.
Yeah.
We did.
No, I know we had
It was
white
nice.
ones.
You had button-ups and belts
Yeah.
and dress shoes, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Did we dress to impress?
Yeah,
Were you
for
impressed?
sure. I was impressed, yeah, 100%. I was like, damn, these kids are
And then
serious.
she like
We were
showed us
sitting
like
in the room downstairs.
yeah
the
in that
conference
meeting room. She showed us like the 5. It was like tax violations,
Yeah.
foreclosures,
room.
driving for dollars.
It's like the deed.
Yeah, I broke down. Here are the ways that you can get a deal. There's 2 buckets. There's direct to seller and there's direct to partner, which would be an agent or a wholesaler.
Mm-hmm.
But I was mainly focused. What I had experience in, like you guys went out and built a business that I had never done. What I had experience in was direct to seller. So I went through tax liens, foreclosures, tired landlords, vacant properties. I went through all the ways to find deals directly to seller, and then like I briefly covered. Okay, if you don't want to do any of this stuff, you can just partner with wholesalers and agents.
Right.
Yeah.
But we mainly focused that day on direct to seller, and it sounds like that's what you guys did at first.
We did do that at first, but like we started on, was it PropStream?
Prop
Or
wire.
Prop Wire, yeah.
We were
skip tracing.
We were going through Google Maps, finding like houses that looked in bad
We
condition.
were driving through dollars.
And then we-
Driving down like neighborhoods and
No,
stuff.
we were
In
using
Google.
Oh, Google. Yeah, I remember
we'd
that.
we'd put in a zip code and then just explore like the whole block.
Yeah.
And then like write it down and then skip trace it on Prop Wire.
Prop wire.
It's
Yeah.
like 10 cents a phone number. And
then no one would answer.
well, people would answer, but it was like 50-50.
Piss
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, most of it
10
was-
other people called me today.
Most
That's
of it was
that's
pissed
direct to
off,
seller.
or they want like 500,000 for their house. That's
Yeah.
like 100.
And us being the 16-year-olds with the attention span of like.
A
Yeah.
squirrel.
Yeah.
You're like,
Be like 2 days, like.
we gotta find a different strategy.
And then hopped on Facebook Marketplace.
I know.
So you went from prop wire right away, like 2 days doing prop wire, like, okay, this isn't working. Facebook Marketplace.
I think it was right after Charles, the guy that I called
yeah.
like 5 times a day. I didn't remember my name because he had some sort of like
I think he had
dementia, and he wouldn't even remember having a phone call.
We sent out door knockers.
That's defeating.
That's the guy that we sent to door knock. You remember him with the foreclosure? You don't? Okay. Well, we sent one of the door, because this is when you still had your door knocking team.
Yeah.
We sent one of your door knockers out there like 3 times in Stone Mountain, and the guy would forget. Like
That
the
we were even
same
talking.
guy. Yeah, we sent the same guy, and the guy just forgot.
It would have been a hell of a deal. But
I know.
Like, it would have made like a
Wonder
$250,000.
where Charles is at
Yeah,
today.
I felt so bad,
Yeah.
like just with that deal because it was. I mean, I don't know. At the same time, like we were saving a guy from foreclosure.
Yeah.
But it was also like a sad situation, I guess.
Yeah.
Every single deal is a sad situation.
Right. Welcome to the world of wholesaling.
Like real estate and getting properties at a discount, it's like you're dealing. That's why I couldn't be so involved in it for such a long time.
Right.
Like I did it for a year and a half, 2 years. Now I focus mainly on lending, but like that shit is draining a little bit. You know, like you're constantly listening to like negative things happening in people's lives.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It gets worse.
But you get paid for it. You get paid.
Yeah.
It's very lucrative, but it's hard.
It definitely gets worse when you work with other wholesalers, though, because like them underwriting a house that's like 2 zip codes over, it just looks the same. Like we looked at it, so we're working with this one guy that we met, and we're showing him how to underwrite now. And I was pretty much going through Facebook Marketplace deals, and like we've built out a pretty good relationship with agents that work for brokerages, and this agent sent me this deal, right? Opened up Facebook, I found the same deal 3 times, marked up like 30, 45,
Jeez.
50 grand. And like, remember what we talked about? I was like, none of these guys ever have the contract. And they're just going out there. And
that's what happened to us even before. Mm-hmm. Like, we were like, we can't partner with people unless we know they are there.
We had to start getting the contract from them with their name on it.
Yeah.
And that's the only con with like the such low barrier of entry. Like
anyone can do it, anyone can fake it, anyone can lie.
Right.
Well, before we get too far off track, so after we came here, you explain that to us.
Propwire
Facebook, like the same day on Facebook, no?
Yeah.
Message like 50 people and got a hit.
You messaged 50 people?
We messaged like 50 people.
At least.
Wow.
This was like, I feel like more people are on Facebook now, though.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
but like looking on actual marketplace, like people are in the groups, but like sifting through the marketplace listings for houses, like I feel like there wasn't that many people doing it a year ago.
Yeah.
Now they are. Because
Yeah.
people are talking about it, like use Facebook, use Marketplace.
Yeah.
But we messaged this Lawrence guy, and he got back to us, and this was our first time ever like on the phone like proposing a JV. It kind of worked out because this guy also kind of didn't know what he was doing, so,
so he was accepting any terms.
You're right, and we had no idea what we were doing. And his closing date was like a week later.
Yeah.
So he had nothing other to do but accept like our deal.
Explain what a JV deal is.
A joint venture agreement is when one wholesaler partners with another wholesaler. The way that we structure it is we guarantee the wholesaler a price, and then if we usually sell it over what that price is. So like in this case, what was it, like 134?
You locked up for 132. I think you wanted 140.
They had it for 140? Or they had it listed for 140, you know? And then we got it down to 132. We guaranteed them. We said, we know we can get you 132, and sold it for 164. Right?
Oof.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a big spread.
I think it was 160.
Was it? Yeah. 160, 164, like somewhere in there. But so we kept everything that was after the 132, and then we split it with Alexis because she brought the buyer, and we found the lead.
Let's talk a little bit more about the negotiations. From what I remember is
with Lawrence.
Yeah, like we had to bring you in because we didn't know like
Yeah.
You were like, this is
I
too
remember
good
I
to
was
be
at
true.
an
There's no way
event.
this
I
is
think I was at an event and I had to like step out a couple times
Yeah.
to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Like to nurse the deal along the
Yeah.
closing.
Right.
But
I remember you tried to get it up to 135 and you were like, no. You were just like,
He's
firm on it.
no.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
Would you rather make no money or a little bit of
I know,
money?
that's what I still use. Like when their closing date is like the next week. That you remember that one that fell through? That was like 18 grand.
Yeah.
This guy was like on me for like $500. I was like, I'm done, dude. Like I don't need this. You do. And I walked in like an hour later. I was like, all right.
They
fine.
call you back.
Yeah, it's like every time
They
they
call
call
you
me back, and that's
It's
the best
so
part.
it's so true. It's so true. But yeah, I got on the phone. What were we on, like a three-way call with
You're on a
Lawrence?
three-way call, Lawrence.
And he was like, "How does this work?" And I just was like, "Here's the deal, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's what we can do for you." We only had a week to find the buyer, so at this point, like the ball, we could set the terms. You know, when you have control like that,
Right.
you can set the terms. So
And the deal was so good. Didn't we bring in a buyer in like 2 days?
yeah, that was a good deal.
That
Lawrence
was a
knew.
good deal.
I don't know what he did, but he was
knew-
doing his
he
thing.
knew something. Decatur's always been hot for us.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a Decatur listing, I'm on it. Like
Decatur's
I'm on
fire.
it. I love Decatur.
Right.
And it's like it's easy to comp in there, like, cause I kind of know the area now, so like
Yeah.
you kind of get like a feeling of like it's not worth more than this number.
And it took forever to close, I remember. It
I
took
know,
like a month. And the kids were coming up to school, like they were like, where's your checkout? Where's your checkout?
Yeah.
No
Oh
way.
my gosh, it was the
It was
craziest
annoying.
thing ever. It was so annoying. I was just like keeping my head down. We actually closed another deal before we even got that check.
Yeah, we closed
Oh, I
another deal
remember that.
before we even got
Yeah.
that check.
So we made
And
like
then
$5,000 before that, and then the 15.
and then the closing company like accidentally wired some random lady like
Yes.
half our money. You remember that?
What?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember
Yeah.
that. What?
Like the agent or something. She said.
Oh yeah, I do
You remember that?
And we were like, "What the fuck?" Like,
know, they wired half our money to a random
agent.
I was
And
so
we were like,
scared.
whoa.
Because all of us were like sitting in class, we're like sweating.
Yeah, I know. We were sweating bricks in class. Like,
yeah, I remember that. I had to chase that money down. I had to talk to the agent. I had to be like, we didn't agree to this. Like, I had to go.
I didn't even know where she came from. Like, we
never talked to an agent.
Lawrence didn't even talk to her.
An agent was never a part of the deal.
It was insane.
It was like, this is happening in class, you walk outside and kid goes, where's your check? And I was like, oh, there's no way.
Yeah, and then, no, but like 10 steps back from that, Lawrence tried to play funny business. At the end of it, he was like, we're just going to check with our other buyers to make sure we don't have anyone hired.
I remember that too!
And so...
I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I was like, we just brought in a buyer for you. We just like, we rescued this deal for you and you're going to go
and you're going to just, like, literally put a middle finger up to us.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I remember that. But then, how did we get him back in? How did we reel him back in?
We used one of other Abraham's companies.
Oh yeah, we had to trick him. Oh, sorry, we had to trick him.
We didn't want him to find out how much we made.
Oh my god.
So Abraham used one of his.
Hopefully he's not watching.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because he came to that meetup like 2 weeks later after the deal closed.
And you met him in person?
Yeah, we told him to come to the Bury the Hatchet meotup. And he pulled up to that.
Like,
yeah, he didn't even know we were kids. Yeah, like the look on his face was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
dang, I should have hustled.
No.
I know, yeah, so Abraham used one of his other companies, bought it, and then we sold it. We double closed
to the actual end buyer.
Yeah.
Because they were doing something which is really annoying, which is counting our money. They were just, like, people get upset when they see other people making a decent amount. So we were just like, all right, we'll just cut it at one. I think we got it at 135. We told them 132, and then we bought it in one company at 135, so it looked like we were only making like $3 grand.
Exactly.
And then we took it from XYZ company to
and their spread was like 17,000.
Yeah, like why are
contract for like 110, 112.
They were being weird.
They were being really weird. After like we just walked them through how to do all of the paperwork, set them up with the closing attorney, and then they're gonna go say, "Oh, we just want to see if we have like, someone that's higher."
Yeah, it was messed up.
Do you remember the feeling after that? I remember like pacing around when you were negotiating. I was like just walking around. I was like, please. And then after I was so happy. I was like.
Yeah.
Even though, like, you know, everything else happened, there's so much before it actually closed. It was like a month before we received the money in the end.
So what did you guys end up doing with the money? Did you go to the club?
We spent like cash a little bit. Too much.
Wasn't our spending in December like $7 grand?
Yeah, it was like
what?
Yeah.
Wow.
We bought new MacBooks. What else did we do?
It sounds weird. Oh, we paid out two.
We paid out two of our guys that were working for us at that time.
Nice.
We gave them $1,000 each.
Well, at least you invested in yourself.
Yeah,
exactly. It wasn't like money that we regret spending.
Yeah, it's not like you guys went out and bought like new Jordan collections.
Right.
You just invested in
your dad kind of encouraged it. He said, "Don't have any money in the account when tax season comes around." He said, "Like, spend it all."
So you guys were like, "Okay, one month."
But I still think we paid more to our employees than we paid ourselves.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I genuinely think so. Because we paid ourselves $500, and then like since then we haven't really taken out anything else because we haven't really had to.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because whenever we're usually together all the time, so we just put it on the company card whenever we have to.
Smart.
Yeah. Anytime we're out, like.
This is a business meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is strategic.
All right.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Everything that I do is a business. Like I just bought a property. It's in my business name, and I'm renting it to Alexis Morgan. That's it.
You're renting it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we wrote off like a New York trip for a day. Like we were there like 9 hours or something.
I love that.
Yeah, it was fun. That was just like a mess around 8 hour trip.
But that's what you get to do when you make your own money. You can just decide.
Yep, that was fun.
So what's next? What's on the horizon?
Getting back into it.
Yeah.
So you guys are seniors now?
Yeah, but I think with like, I feel like we have a good bit amount of experience in wholesale, but like, I feel like we really want to dive deep into like buying and holding, like the sub-2 creative. Like, I guess we were so focused on the wholesale at that point because it was like quick cash, like right away. Like, but I feel like building our portfolio with the creative deals and private money lending.
When you're 18, you want to get into sub-2 stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what do you guys feel like, and this can be off the record, on the record, what do you guys feel like is the main thing holding you back from buying deals?
probably
Is it like the knowledge? Is it the negotiation, deal flow?
It's just like being hesitant. Like
yeah, like
being
knowing
scared
that
of
our
losing.
contract makes sense. Like when you're writing up like one of those sub 2 agreements or like the option lease, like we really like that.
Nice.
We went to an option lease meetup a few weeks ago
Yeah.
and like fell in love with it
Yeah.
because like no renovations, like that's all on the buyer, on the tenant. But that was something that really interests us. We also like we're working on this other company. I can't really say it because of like legal reasons.
It's not illegal. It's
just like
Illegal business? No, I'm joking.
you just don't-
we have been accused of
You're
it,
under
so-
NDA.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
basically.
Between ourselves. But working on that. So once we get that going, there should be a lot of money flowing through there, which
Yeah.
will fund like our own private money lending deals, our
Yeah.
down payments or sub 2 deals, creative deals, like all of that stuff. So I think that's next steps.
That's exciting.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah,
That's one of
course.
our favorite stories on how we started, and it's wild to think we did something like that just at age 16.
You created 19 grand worth of profit from thin air,
I know.
from hard work.
We spent $20.
connections.
I know.
$20 on the.
That's
the
all
skip
you
trace.
spent. $20
On
created
skip trace.
19.
What's that ROI?
Woof.
And maybe like the $20 on skip tracing, and then the time we spent taking action is like was the
That's
cost of the
important.
20,000.
Is if we never went to that event, like it all
Yeah.
kind of lined up.
You guys did really like move quickly. You saw the article and you were like, all right, let's go to this
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
From there, you came in.
We didn't hesitate at all. That was the best part
Yeah.
about it, I think. And that's why we're here right now today. It's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah.
But this was great.
Follow for the next journey.
That's right. Sweet.